Now this will be the last part on challenge questions, right? Now to get straight into it, they say determine the nth term of a geometric sequence. The moment they say geometric sequence, remember that Tn is equals to Arn minus 1. And if the second term, check, second term is 1 over 9. Second term, this position, they give you n, and then they give you the term. So this is n, this is Tn. And then they say the sixth term, they're giving you position again, and then the term Tn. So we are given position, the term, position, the term. Okay, so what we're gonna do is that we're gonna say, all right, the first one, for the first one, Tn is 1 over 9. Okay, and then A, we don't know what it is, R, we don't know what it is, but N is 2 because they said the second position. So you have 2 minus 1. Therefore, you have 1 over 9 is equals to AR to the power of 1. Okay, and then this one here, they give you that N is 6 because they say the sixth position, right, or the sixth term. So we're going to say Tn is 1 over 729, right? And then you have AR, the N is 6, okay? 6 minus 1. So you have AR to the power of 5 and then 1 over 729. Okay, so now remember, they said determine the nth term. The nth term is the general term, okay? This is the general term, which is Tn is equal to Arn minus 1. So they want A, they want R. But so far we don't have. So what can we do? Well, here I can make A the subject of the formula. Do you see that? Check. I can divide by R here and divide by R. So therefore, my A will be equal to, this cancels that. My A will be equal to 1 over 9 all divided by R. And when you simplify that, 1 over 9 divided by R is the same as saying 1 over 9 multiplied by, because R is R over 1. So you're going to say, you're going to flip it and say multiply by 1 over R. So it's the same as saying 1 over 9R. So it means the answer here, we're going to have 1 over 9R. And then now that I have A, I can then substitute my A into here. All right. So usually you can call it, you can call this equation 1, and then you can call this equation 2, and then you can just say 1 in 2 to say the equation 1 in 2. So where you see A, you're gonna put this. Okay, so you're gonna have now, allow me to just move this so that we have space. So yeah, it's a bit messy. Sorry for that. So now we're gonna say 1 over 729 is equal to, remember what is A? It's 1 over 9R. So we're gonna have 1 over 9R multiplied by R to the power of 5, because yes. Then now you can take R up, and then you have 9R, and then you have 1 over 729. Now it becomes a bit easy, because now laws of exponents says if bases are the same and you are dividing them, you subtract the exponents. So you're gonna have R5 minus 1 all over 9, and then 1 over 729. Okay, now this 9, you can multiply both sides by 9. I always say when you have a denominator, multiply both sides by the denominator. So you'll have 9 over 729 is equals to R to the power of 4. Now that you want R, you can just take the fourth root of R, and then the fourth root this side. So your R will be equal to, when you take the fourth root of this, you're gonna get a plus or minus 1 over 3, because remember, if it's an even number, you always have plus or minus. Okay, but remember, R cannot be negative, so therefore you conclude by saying your R is equals to 1 over 3. And now that you would have R, right, let me just finish it here. Now that you would have R, it means your Tn would be equal to, well, to get A, you can now substitute R here to get A. So when you substitute, remember A was equals to 1 over 9R, so you're gonna say 1 over 9 times 1 over 3. When you put that in your calculator, you're also gonna get that A is equals to 1 over 3, your R is equals to 1 over 3, and then say n minus 1. So this is the That is the general term, the nth term. All right, please, if you have questions, feel free to contact me. Okay, now the last one says that determine the arithmetic sequence if the fourth term. Check. First thing is that it's arithmetic, so we already know that we should be using Tn is equals to a plus n minus 1d. Now the fourth term is -6, so you are given n and you are given Tn. The 11th term, which is n, and then you are given Tn. So now you know that you just plug. You start with the fourth term. Tn is -6, so we're gonna have -6 equals to a plus your n is equals to 4, right? Since they said the fourth term. Okay, the fourth term, so we're gonna say 4 minus 1d, and then this side you're gonna say my Tn is -34, and then my n is what? They said the 11th term, so n is 11. Okay, so here you simplify, you're gonna have -6 is equals to a, 4 plus d, it's 4d, and then minus d. Then you call this okay, you can make a subject of the formula or d, whichever one you want. So I can say this is 4d minus d is 3d. Okay, and then I can now say maybe -6 minus 3d is equals to a. I have made a subject of formula. I do the same thing here. I'm gonna say -34 is equals to a plus 11d minus d, which means a plus 10d, -34. Then I'm gonna also make a subject of the formula there, so I'm gonna say -34 minus 10d is equals to a. So this is a, this is a. Okay, this is equation 2. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna finish it off by saying equation 1 will be equal to equation 2, since both of them are equal to a. So I'm gonna say -6 minus 3d is equals to -34 minus 10d, since both of them are equal to a. All right, then now I can finish it off, right? Okay, yeah, we're just gonna need one, so just keep this one in mind. Okay, so when I finish it off, I'm gonna say now, okay, I take 34 to the right, I'm gonna have this, and then I take the 3d, -3d to the right, then I have this one. So I'm gonna have 36 minus 34 minus that is 28, and then here -10 plus 3 is -7d. Then I divide by -7, divide by -7. Therefore my d will be equal to 7, 14, 21, 28. Nice, -4. Now that I know d, I can now find a. Okay, so it means therefore my a will be equal to -6 minus 3 into -4. Then I put that in my calculator. -6 minus 3 into -4. Then I have 6. Okay, then therefore d is -4, a is equals to -6. Therefore, since Tn is equals to a plus n minus 1d, it means I'll have Tn is equals to 6 plus n minus 1 into -4, which means 6 and then -4 plus 4, -4n plus 4, and then -4n plus 10. That's my Tn. And with that Tn, you can now determine the sequence by finding T1, T2, T3. All right, so that's it with the challenge questions. If perhaps I was too fast, just contact me and we can explain further.